and that you will well and faithfully discharge the duty of the office upon which you are about to enter. So help you God.
I do.
Congratulations, Senator.
Thank you.
We're back in time with the Politics Fix with Tim Grieve, who's the assistant managing editor for Politico, and David Korn, who's the Washington bureau chief for Mother Jones. Tim Grieve, having worked in the Senate myself, I've seen an awful lot of Senate swearing-ins, but nothing as extraordinary as what we witnessed today. This is, I think, the most anticipated raising of the right hand in many, many years in the United States Senate. So Al Franken has his first day in office behind him. Any surprises?
Yeah, one big surprise, his first vote out for all this talk of 60 Democratic votes in the Senate. Al Franken comes out and votes against Barack Obama on his very first vote.
What was that vote? What was the item?
It was a vote. The Obama administration wanted to deduct some of the funding to prevent buses from suffering terrorist attacks, and a number of Democrats voted against it, including Al Franken. Well,
let's listen to what Senator Franken told the Associated Press. Quote, he said, "I think they'll get too used to the idea that I'm a senator, that I've kind of changed careers. I just don't think it will take that long. They'll see what I do and what I say. Mainly, I'm going to put my head down and get to work." David Korn, first vote against the Obama administration. That's a pretty clear signal on day one that this isn't the guy who a lot of people were expecting was showing up.
Well, it's a declaration of independence, but I mean, I think by and large, like most Democrats, most liberal progressive Democrats, who tend to vote with the Obama administration. So, I mean, I don't think we're going to see him becoming a maverick or a rebel. What he was saying in that statement, too, is that he doesn't need any more of the spotlight right now. He's had it in a way for 8 months during this recount. He's had it for years on SNL and other places, and I think he needs to, do the hard, heavy lifting. Larry, you've worked in this Senate. The drudgery that comes with being a good legislator, particularly when you're the junior senator from a state. The Senate, the Senate is a club, and they expect you to sort of be seen and not be heard too much. And Al Franken is the guy with a real strong wit. He can easily walk to the middle of the stage and command attention, but he's shown a lot of discipline in the campaign, in the years up to the campaign, and in playing by the rules. I think he'll be doing a lot of that in the coming months ahead. We may not see a lot of him.
I talked to Al Franken before and after the election about what Senate committees he wanted to be assigned to, because in the real work of the Senate, that's where it really gets done. And it's also my favorite question for novice Senate candidates, because usually they don't have an answer. Al had answers all the way through. And let's take a look at the committee assignments he got. This is pretty much what he wanted. The two big ones, the A committees as they call it, are the Judiciary Committee and the Health Committee. That's the Health Committee chaired by Ted Kennedy. And he won't join that. He won't be able to vote in the Health Committee on the markup that they're doing on the bill they've been working on, because he hasn't been part of working on that bill. But he's also going to be on Indian Affairs, which was a committee he wanted because Minnesota has a lot of Indian reservations, and also the Aging Committee. His debut really happens nationally next week, when he will have a chair in the Judiciary Committee hearings for the Supreme Court nomination of Sonia Sotomayor. He's going to be one of the rare members of the Judiciary Committee who is not a lawyer. I think there's one other right now. So he will be up against some other judicial scholars on the committee, and certainly a judicial scholar sitting in front of him as a witness, and Al will be sitting there without a law school education. Tim Grieve, how do you expect him to handle that?
I expect him to be very somber and well prepared. Look, we've all been hashing out this same story for at least 2 years now. Will Al Franken be the crazy comedian, or will he be a serious candidate, a serious senator? That story's been written, 1,000 times, and at every turn in this campaign and every turn in this appeals process, he's been, would-be Senator serious, and I think that's what we'll see when he shows up for the committee hearings.
All right, we'll be back with Tim Grieve and David Korn for more of the Politics Fix.
What I do believe is that black sports figures and black entertainers helped to create a comfort level with African Americans that had an impact historically, dating back to people like Sidney Poitier or Louis Armstrong. up through Michael Jackson. So I would say that he's part of a long line of black entertainers that had a powerful impact on the culture.
That was President Obama in an interview with NBC's Chuck Todd in Moscow today, talking about Michael Jackson. We're back with Politico's Tim Grieve and Mother Jones' David Corn for more of the Politics Fix. David Corn, that seemed like Professor Obama trying to calibrate exactly how much credit to give Michael Jackson and not give him too much credit at the expense of other African-American cultural icons. What did you make of it?
Listen, Michael Jackson remains controversial despite all the accolades that he received today. I don't think Barack Obama wants to go too far in praising him, but I also think historically he has it right. My list would include Paul Robeson, Marian Anderson, Little Richard, the Supremes, the Ronettes, Harry Belafonte, Sam Cooke, and let's not forget Jimi Hendrix. I mean, he was one of a long line, and we've heard a lot of hyperbole, I think, in the last few days about how he broke a lot of barriers. He was part of a long team of entertainers that broke a series of different barriers.
And here's what Bill Clinton told the Associated Press about Michael Jackson, quote, "He basically helped save my party from terrible financial distress. So he was very kind to me personally. He was an immensely gifted man, and I think he basically meant well. I know about all the trouble he had in his life, and I hope he will be remembered for his contribution as an artist. I hope his children turn out well. That would be the greatest tribute you could have." Tim Grieve, we have Bill Clinton weighing in now. We have Barack Obama. Has this story gone about as far as it can in terms of penetrating the political culture? Will it quiet down now?
No, in fact, I don't think it will. We have this House resolution from Sheila Jackson Lee coming. A lot of conservative Democrats are not going to be happy about having to choose between joining the Congressional Black Caucus and supporting this and staying true to their own more conservative districts, where sort of the dark side of Michael Jackson is the side that people are thinking, the child molestation charges and those sorts of things. So,
all right, thank you, Tim Grieve and David Corn.